there's a reception area which is completely run by volunteers now, and next door is a sewing room which I'll take you to have a look. We've got sewing training and enterprise going on. Our enterprise is around a market stall that we've got in Spitalfields Market that we were given as an in-kind donation, and also designers, startup designers, sometimes they don't have enough to send it all to China, or for ethical reasons they might want stuff that's made in the UK as well. So that brings a little bit of income to Heba, as well as providing service and providing work for machinists too. We've got English training going on in that other part of the building, which is a bit of a trek to get to, but I spoke to Fabrice about this, and he said that they want to know how is voluntary sector in the UK, so you're going to see how we manage. Next door is a sitting room. It's quite a big sitting room where people can come, use computers, or there's books in there, newspapers, just chat. It's like a quiet space. If people need to talk privately or have a bit of a cry or something, they can go in there. And there's a nursery across the way as well, which I don't want to bring too many adults into, if you don't mind. But you can see the play area, and we've got photos as well. Have I said everything?
Yeah.
So it's a kind of social enterprise run by volunteers and by the women that are working in
it's a charity,
it's charity,
but with an enterprise element.
All right.
And you have no paid staff at all?
No, the office is run, like the reception area is run by volunteers. I'm paid, the sewing teacher's paid, the English teacher's paid, and the nursery workers are paid. But yeah, we don't have any more money than that.
No, yeah, it's sufficient.
Is this your building? Do you own the building, or is
we rent it. We rent it, and we sublet some of the spaces upstairs to women starting up in business as well. So we've got a doll maker up there, a screen printer, various different businesses going on.
And you have the store underneath?
Yeah, and we rent the two shops out.
All right,
well.
You have the shop,
so those bring an income.
The shop, and then you provide services for designers.
And then, in the sewing room.
All right,
okay. Designs. Short runs, so for example, if someone only wanted 50 skirts making, she wouldn't go to China for that, so she can do it here.
Excellent. That's a good idea.
And then you sell some of the stuff in the shop downstairs?
We rent the shops out. We used to do some production work for the clothes shop, but she's doing pretty well now, and she goes to China for everything now. It's kind of the way that it works. But yeah, we used to. She still uses a sample machinist. Sample machines, the people who actually make the original garment that everyone works from. She still uses a sample machinist.
All right. And do you promote this program among designers, manufacturers, or do you have a kind of dissemination of?
We've been at fairs and things like that. We were at quite a big fair a couple of years ago in Angel, Designer Maker Fair. Mostly it comes through word of mouth. We were at Baby Fair in Brighton as well, so we have been to a couple of fairs. And we're on websites and that sort of things that people can find. There's also London College of Fashion knows where we are, and other colleges that students come out of know that we're here as well.
And how was this idea born?
Heba, there were 8 Bangladeshi women who, I wasn't here at this time, so this is sort of my learned story. There were 8 Bangladeshi women who were the wives of leather workers, the leather traders, quite important up the road. And they were, this was in the sort of late 80s, early 90s, they were at a bit of a loose end because Brick Lane was a no-go area really for a woman to just walk out on the street on her own. You couldn't stand on the corner and have a chat. So really the only domain for the woman was the house. So the whole thing came out of, and what we're still about today really, having a space which is not your mother-in-law's house, which is your own sort of social space where you've got your friends and your own thing that you can do. So they were initially given a space down on Fashion Street, just one room, nothing else, no teachers, no facilities, nothing. Just to chat, share skills, practice their English together, that sort of thing. And then after a while they were given a grant for an English teacher for 1 year, and then bits and bobs, patchworking together, it just grew out of that. They moved to these premises in 1996, that's when we were constituted formally.
So it was an initiative promoted by them. They had no. It was not a.
Initially they had nothing. They just had themselves and a room that they could go to.
And they asked for this place. So there was no charity or person helping them or leading them. No.
There was our landlords, the SSBA. The director of the SSBA was the person who said, "I can give you guys a space." She was also the one who found the grant for the English teacher and pretty much built everything up from there as well. Yeah.
Excellent. And is the crisis impacting your business and the initiative?
It's difficult. I've spoken to a lot of charities that feel the same way about this. It's difficult for us to say because we've all got our own circumstances, and it's definitely hit us. Because we lost our main funder in 2010, and that was city money, that was the City of London money, and that was about half of our budget. A project that wanted to continue with us, just the company went bust. So that hit us really hard, and that was a direct result of the financial crisis, but that's one extreme example. In terms of the change of government, I think maybe we haven't seen it yet. I think maybe that's coming.
You have government funding.
Yeah, we have some, yeah. But I think the way that it's going to affect us is it's like if the NHS closed down tomorrow, private practices would be affected and patients of private practices would be affected because everybody that's previously relied on government funding is now going to come into the pots that we're in and be competing with us, so it does have an impact on everybody. And yeah, we do get some government funding as well. So.
But for instance, the revenue that you obtain with the business and how much it represents in the total. So the public funding,
generated income
is
about a fifth. Fifth or a quarter.
Oh yeah, like all right.
20-25%.
That's excellent.
And statutory funding about the same, and then other trusts and foundations, whatever, which work together about 50%.
And do you have any kind of training scheme, training planning for staff and for the women in relation to the business or in relation to the charity work, or is there?
The training is in English. The English classrooms are over the other side. We can go and have a look at the sewing as well. So the machinists, for example, the 3 machinists that we've got at the moment, were all trained here.
Okay. Okay.
They have like a volunteer scheme that they try to place their students in other organizations. Here in East London, for example, at Praxis we have 1 volunteer at the moment. So that's good for our training group.
All right.
And who are the women who use the centre now? Are they mostly local women, Bangladeshi women?
Mostly local.
Is it wider than
mostly Bangladeshi because it's mostly local. Occasional British women, but about 99% migrant women. Usually, it ranges quite a lot, doesn't it? You go from people who really never been outside their parents' home or their husband's mother-in-law's home, to people who went to university in their country and maybe even had a job, but they're just having trouble finding their feet here and working out how to use everything and how the system works. So, but more at the bottom end of that spectrum.
All right. Perfect.